Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. A big day for Liam and a furious day for Deacon and Carter. After nearly dying in the ER, Liam opens his eyes to find Steffy right by his side. He has no idea what happened to him and Steffy isn't relatively sure. Moreover, she explains that she set up him lying unconscious on the ground outside Bill's house, but she doesn't know how he got there or why his head was bleeding. Does Liam recall the fight he'd with his father, or might his memory be a little fuzzy? Steffy would be furious to know that Bill's foolishness with Luna brought this on. Has Aunt Luna caused enough damage to the people Steffy loves? Now, she could have bring Liam his life without indeed doing anything. Liam is surprised to hear that Steffy has been there right by his side the entire time he's been in the sanitarium. He has felt so alone these last many times, and now Steffy is back in his life and still cares about him so much. Cleric is surprisingly concerned with Hope when they frequently don't speak for periods. But he thinks that Carter did wrong by his baby girl, so Carter now has to answer to Hope's father, and it's not enough. Carter tries to defend himself and his love for Hope, but Deacon isn't buying it and just comes at Carter more. Commodity happens to set Deacon off in the worst way. Cleric decides to put his martial trades chops to good use on Carter, but Carter fights back, which is the last thing anyone expects. Carter is generally an amenable man, so to see him take on Cleric is a bit of a shock. Which man will win this design office battle? It looks like a whole new morning at Forrester Creations, with Hope forcefully on the sharp side of effects for now. Does Steffy belong with Liam or Finn? Which man is Steffy's true love? Steffy flashed back to plenitude of romantic moments with Liam while she was sitting at his sanitarium bedside. It sounded like a huge hint that B&B could be on the verge of pairing Liam and Steffy up again. There are no guarantees about that, but the show at least wants to remind observers of Steffy and Liam's history as well as their continued connection. The fact that Steffy saved Liam's life feels like another indication that they could potentially reunite. Of course, numerous suckers are going to have some strong opinions about whether that's the right call. Steffy and Liam sympathizers would no doubt love the chance to see these two get back together. Since Liam and Steffy arguably still have great chemistry, it's easy to see why the show would want to lean into that and keep playing up the possibility of a reunion. That's especially true when you consider the obstacles Steffy's formerly facing in her marriage to Finn. Now that Steffy knows Luna is Finn's son and that she scored her freedom, there's the implicit for these issues to take further of a risk. Sheila will remain a problem as well, particularly since she's teaming up with Luna. Steffy may find herself drawn to Liam on a deeper position as her relationship with Finn falls piecemeal. Some observers might like to see Steffy get out of this marriage since Finn has multiple lunatic cousins who pose a trouble. There's no denying that it'd make Steffy's life a whole lot easier if she didn't have to deal with all Finn's family drama. Still, Steffy's always going to be linked to Finn through Hayes, so there's really no escaping that drama fully. Plus, the show has principally presented Finn and Steffy as soulmates in recent times. Steffy and Finn have been treated like suckers with a cosmic connection that's always going to win out in the end. Finn and Steffy have become a popular couple, but some Steffy and Liam suckers are still holding out stopgap for the former dears. Who do you suppose Steffy truly belongs with? Should Steffy be with Liam, Finn, or indeed someone differently? Be sure to pick which man you're lodging for and make your prognostications about Steffy's future in the commentary. Steffy may contemplate some romantic updates in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for further news on what's ahead. Steffy and Liam are supposed to pick up a veritably agitated Kelly. Kelly has been anxiously staying for her pater to arrive for hours, but he hasn't made it to her yet. Steffy has set up Liam unconscious in Bill's driveway. Should Steffy not be streamlining Kelly on her pater? Finn is staying for Liam to show up and pick up his child. The more anxious that Kelly gets, the more upset Finn becomes. What's going on that Liam hasn't arrived? Liam is no way late to pick up Kelly without at least a phone call. Kelly may be wanting to call her pater by now to see where he is. Steffy knows that Liam isn't going to be arriving to get Kelly, and she should know her son is getting anxious. While the croakers are working on Liam, rather of screaming by his bedside, should Steffy not be picking up the phone and telling Kelly where her pater is? Someone needs to tell her what's going on. Steffy claimed to just have passions for Liam as his friend. Still, the way Steffy is acting has nothing to do with fellowship and a great deal to do with passions. Steffy has been with Liam several times and they would make up and break up. Still, Steffy believes this is her place. Steffy needs to get over her possessiveness over Liam. Steffy doesn't want Liam to be with anyone that he picks for himself. Steffy indeed intruded his last date with Liam and Ivy months ago while they were reconnecting. Their two were married at one time and Ivy wanted to try to reconnect. Steffy wasn't about to allow this to be. Steffy is obviously upset about Liam. Still, Steffy needs to worry about her son as well. Kelly will be veritably disappointed if her pater doesn't show up. Finn could veritably fluently handle this if he knew what was passing. Still, Steffy hasn't indeed bothered to call and tell him anything that's going on with Liam. Is Steffy some kind of shock over what she has set up? Why is Steffy not trying to get her head in gear and call her hubby? Doesn't Steffy realize that this could come out in the media at any time? Steffy needs to wake up and call Finn before someone differently does? Liam's son needs to know what happened. Steffy needs to tell Finn the verity so he can break this to Kelly now? Wyatt doesn't make at least a trip back to support his father and sisters, he clearly should. Might he have suggested on social media that he might be coming, and is that what Casey Kasperzik was intimating in his big bold and beautiful news breaking next week tweet on X? Darren liked a comment that an addict posted on one of his Instagram posts, mentioning Wyatt Spencer making a visit considering Liam's dangerous condition. Liam flatlined in the sanitarium after passing out in Bill Mance, after a violent argument. Steffy set up him with a head injury. He'd fallen against the coffee table outside, and also again on the way outdoors. It sounds like Darren's keeping up with the show after not appearing in quite some time. It's been a couple of times now. Still, unless his former bold and beautiful co-workers are keeping him up with stories, he must be familiar with the situation to have put a like on the idea. If he wasn't, Liam could die. He has a brain bleed, according to Dr. Grace, but the big question is, was it formerly there before he collapsed? After Bill walked out the door, effects getting so unattractive between father and son, Liam was told no way to visit again. He came dizzy and kindly incoherent. He got vague vision, effects began to spin, and down he went. He did wake up and realize his head was bleeding and also tried to leave. He got to the way in the yard and passed out again, and that's where Steffy set up him. But Commodity had to get the symptoms he was passing after Bill walked out the door. It's likely that there's Commodity further than his fall causing the brain bleed. He told suckers to be watching for some big bold and beautiful news breaking next week, but he didn't answer any questions from suckers on the tweet. Some suckers have assumed Matthew Atkinson is coming back as Thomas Forrester, and that veritably well could be in the workshop as well. Might the big news Casey was posting about be the return of Darren Brooks as Wyatt Spencer, at least for a short-term bow? It makes perfect sense for Wyatt to return at a time like this, with Liam fighting for his life, and Bill probably in shambles when he finds out.